Many thanks for keeping it Metropole TV. Remember, this is the home of Afcon analysis, Afcon 2021 analysis that is happening in Cameroon. Remember, African Cup of Nations was supposed to be held in 2021, but due to COVID, it was pushed to 2022, whereby it's going down. We'll be here to break down everything that is happening in Cameroon with my able analyst, that is Eric Shilenge, who is already in studio. Remember, my name is Makali John, and I'm stepping in for Nation Owano. We'll be taking a look at some of the games that were played yesterday, and to begin with, Ivory Coast played against Equatorial Guinea. That was the first fixture that was played yesterday, and Ivory Coast emerged victorious with a solo goal against Equatorial Guinea. Then Mauritania against Gambia, a very interesting match that we'll be discussing here. Gambia won 1-0 against Mauritania, and the third fixture was Mali against Tunisia, whereby Mali were able to beat Tunisia 1-0. Remember, this was a very controversial fixture whereby the center referee from Zambia ended the match at the 85th minute, and that is our biggest discussion today. I'll be bringing in Eric Shilenge. Maybe Eric Shilenge, to begin with this fixture, Ivory Coast against Equatorial Guinea. Did you expect that Ivory Coast will be victorious with a solo goal?
Yeah, I expected Ivory Coast to win. However, the margin was a bit very low. Depending on the quality of the Ivory Coast team, and if you compare them with the Equatorial, Ivory has everything in their squad, have every good player playing out there in Europe. But I think they didn't do well in terms of finishing up the chances that they created. They had so many chances throughout the game, but they only managed one goal, and I think it's a problem that is really facing many teams across the
competition.
Yeah, the tournament.
Because when I look at all the fixtures that were played yesterday, all the teams won by a solo goal. Does it mean that African teams are more defensive?
Yeah, it's something like that, because it's not only yesterday, but remember since the debut game that was Cameroon against versus Burkinabe. It's the only game that has produced more than one goal. That we had an over of two goals to one, and the two goals were penalties. It just shows you that the coaches are really conservative of their game. They don't want to concede, as well as they don't want to score many goals. That's why they're not risking to send players into the final third, the attacking phase of the game. That's why we are having so many 1-0 score lines or 0-0 score line, which I think should really improve going through.
Let's now, Eric, shift gears away from that fixture of Ivory Coast and take a look at Mauritania against Gambia. And this fixture whereby Gambia won 1-0. But again, you look into this fixture, a very interesting aspect is that Mauritania, they were not able to play their national anthem. I think the players were asked to sing that national anthem. I mean, was that a mistake? And does this thing bring about the issue of Afcon is not a very serious competition?
I can't say Afcon is not a serious competition. These are one of the best continental tournaments across the world, coming after the Europa as well as the South African CONSAFA. And it's a serious tournament, but I believe in terms of organization, sometimes they really let us down, because something like a national anthem, that is the respect for the playing team. It is their heritage, their everything that they look upon as they represent their country. So to miss out on a national anthem, I think it brings about some issues of negligence, or let me say ignorance, in terms of the organizers, because they failed to play it twice. Now they force the players to sing by themselves.
You're blaming it on the organizers.
Yeah, squarely on the organizers. They should have done better than that, because they knew very well the 24 teams that were coming to play in the Afcons, their national anthems, their team colors, their themes, everything. They need to have these things at hand before the tournament begins.
Now, you're talking about the seriousness of the competition, and I'll draw your attention to the Mali and Tunisia fixture, whereby Mali won against Tunisia 1-0, a penalty that was scored, but the referee, Zambian center referee, finished the game at the 85th minute. Interesting conversation.
That's very interesting.
He didn't do it once, but twice.
Twice. I've really been looking at his stats before this game. Mr. Gianni Sikazwe, Zambian referee, is really officiated high-profile games. He officiated the 2017 Afcon final between Cameroon and Egypt, where Cameroon won the tournament 2-1. He equally officiated the FIFA World Club Champion between Real Madrid and Kashiwa Hunters in 2016, and some other array of high-profile games, the African Champions League, as well as World Cup 2018. He was at Russia. And along all these games, I've not found any cases of maybe his indiscipline or maybe poor performance. I've not seen. He's had a very good record. In fact, he's highly ranked among the African officials. So I don't know what came into his mind yesterday, because there are three major instances in that game. Minute 85. He blew the final whistle. Again, he reverted his decision. He called on the match to go on. Minute 87.
89th minute.
Not 89th, 87th. He gave a red card to a Mali player. He was called by the VAR officials to review the incidents. Yes, he went to the monitor, but he didn't change the decision. And in many cases, we know that when the VAR calls you to review an incident, they assume that maybe you didn't spot it in your officiating. Again, that decision passed, and in the 89th minute, he blew the final whistle again. It really caused a lot of reactions from the Tunisian side. And I don't know what went into his head, but I think it's something that CAF has to look into. I don't know the kind of discipline or action they are going to take against him.
The referee.
But really, that was very controversial of him.
Hold your thought there, Eric Shilenje. To obvious, we also have an opportunity of keeping up with this conversation on our Twitter platform at MakaliJohn8, whereby I've asked you a question. Which team do you think will win the 2021 African Cup of Nations, and why? You give your reasons as to why you think the team that you've chosen will win the African Cup of Nations 2021 that is being played in 2022, that is in Cameroon. I do understand we also have Edgar Wabwire, is an expert of African Cup of Nation football, and he's on call. Edgar, if you can hear me, what's your take on Mali versus Tunisia fixture, whereby the referee ended the match at before time?
Thank you so much, John Makali. To begin with, Mali versus Tunisia, a game that ended 1-0 in favor of Mali, and the main highlight of the day was Gianni Sikazwe, the Zambian referee, who ended the match in the 85th minute. Later, he ended the same match in the 89th minute. You know what? Mistakes happen. Mistakes do happen, and it's so unfortunate that it's happening in the Afcon at this right time. But such has also happened in the European leagues. I remember in the 25th of April 2021, Sevilla were playing Granada, and the match was also ended in the 89th minute, even though the players came back and winded up the minutes that were remaining. But what is heartbreaking about this whole issue is the European media. The European media, they have amplified the situation to look like the African Cup of Nations is not a serious tournament per se, because Jurgen Klopp, at some point, he was quoted that saying that African Cup of Nations is not that a serious tournament. I mean, this is the World Cup of Africa, and there is no better thing than an African player representing their country in the highest level. The African Cup of Nations tournament should be respected, and it should be accorded the respect that whichever tournament can be given. This is our World Cup as Africans, and I don't see the point of the European media amplifying the situation as if this has never happened in a game of football. I mean, we've seen daylight robbery from VAR in the English Premier League. We've seen such happening in the La Liga, in the Serie A. The most important thing right now is how we will rise up above the situation, and I believe we've learned our lessons as Africans, and I believe there will be no such mistakes, and action will be taken against the concerned parties. At the end of it all, football is a sport that we love. Football is a sport that we cherish as Africans.
But you've raised quite a number of issues, and I want to bring Eric Shilenge into this. He talks about foreign media houses making it become a very big issue. But again, we do understand that Tunisia filed a petition against CAF that they want this match to be replayed. Do you think that is going to happen, or what should we expect?
I don't think that the match is going to be replayed. It's obviously Tunisia have lost because after the incidents, remember the Malian press conference was stopped by the CAF officials who asked them to go back to the field. They changed the referee to wind up the game. So Mali accepted, they came back to the game, but Tunisia didn't show up. And the referee awarded the win to Mali, and I think that case is well rested. Tunisia won't have any other chance of replaying the match.
That is Eric Shilenge's perspective. Let's keep an eye and see if that is going to happen or the match is going to be replayed. But remember, I've given you a chance to keep the conversation going on our Twitter platform, whereby I've asked you a question at Makali John 8. Which team do you think will win the African Cup of Nations, and why? Which team do you think will win the African Cup of Nations that is 2022 that is being played in Cameroon? Which team do you think? Is it Nigeria? Is it Egypt? Keep the conversation. I think we have a few tweets. We'll keep an eye on some of the tweets at Kambanjoy_Joy is saying, I think Nigeria will win the Afcon 2021 because they were outstanding against the Pharaohs. That is Misri. They won 1 goal, Eric Shilenge, against the Pharaohs. At Abel Makali, either of Mali or Morocco, one of them is taking the trophy home. Do you think Abel Makali is right? Is saying Mali or Morocco?
I don't think either of them.
Yeah.
It will be so early to have any kind of prediction, because we've all seen that the first round of the matches has really been tight to every team. Every big team that were favorites to the tournament have really struggled, apart from Nigeria and partially Morocco. So I think it will be better we wait for the second round of games and also the third, so that we can now really see who are clear favorites as the tournament progresses. But it will be very wrong to make any kind of predictions after only one first round in which many teams have really struggled to create chances and score goals.
More tweets coming in at Garissa. Maita is saying Nigeria will take it home. Do we have more tweets on our Twitter platform? At El Shivune is saying, I will bet for Morocco. The game played against Ghana was splendid. It's going to be a big fight between Morocco and Nigeria. He's betting a little bit on Nigeria to win. More people are talking about Nigeria, Morocco, and Mali. I think we'll keep going through those tweets. But Eric Shilenge, do you think, you said it's very early for us to judge which team is going to, but in your position, do you think, do you have two of your best teams that are going to make it to the final?
I can't have two, but I think one, Nigeria. Nigeria, from the first game, they were playing an African giant in Egypt, one of the best sides, one of the favorites, and the way they played their game, the way they were able to hold Egypt, and actually just they brushed Egypt aside, and they really showed their credentials coming into these tournaments. They have very good players, and I think if they can play the way they played against Egypt, they have a very big chance of going all the way to the finals.
Okay, let's shift gears and take a look at today's fixture. Of course, we do understand the host Cameroon will be taking on Ethiopia. Again, Cape Verde, which won against Ethiopia in their first fixture, will be taking on Burkinabe. But to begin with, I want to bring in Edgar Abwire, who is our sports analyst, and he's currently in Nairobi to give us his insights on Cameroon versus Ethiopia. Edgar, what's your take on that fixture?
Today, the hosts of the African Cup of Nations will be playing their second match. Cameroon will be welcoming Ethiopia in a Group A match, a group that is very open to Cameroon. I believe this is a group that Cameroon will emerge the winners. They recorded their first win when they played Burkina Faso in their first match, and right now they are facing Ethiopia. Ethiopia, who played Cape Verde and lost. Cameroon will be coming to this match with so much confidence. They are the host, and they will be having that home support. And I feel this match is going to end 3-0 in favor of Cameroon, while Cape Verde will be facing Burkina Faso. This will be quite a thriller for me, and I feel Burkina Faso, even though they lost their first match, I feel they will have a point to prove in this one. And personally, I predict a 2-1 win for Burkina Faso against Cape Verde.
Thanks, Edgar, for your prediction, but my director, that is Rahil, is telling me we have another caller, that is Okwisia. He's been our resident analyst, he's in Kisumu. Okwisia, if you can hear me, what's your take on today's fixture?
Thank you very much, Makali. I think the matches that are going on today, we have Cameroon versus Ethiopia starting off the day, and we also have Cape Verde versus Burkina Faso closing it up. So I think for the first match, Cameroon versus Ethiopia, I'll go for Cameroon. Cameroon has quality players. Cameroon has, I think you can see the quality that they have. They have Andre Onana from Inter Milan. They have Toko Ekambi and Abubakar leading up front. Abubakar is the captain, I think so. And it's the guy who's called the brace the other week. And Makali, you know, for a team to have to win, they must have a strong striking force. And that's what Cameroon has. At the back also, they are good. And Ethiopia has a weakness at the defense because their main man, Bilay, was red carded in the last match. So it will be an adding point to the Cameroon squad. They'll use that as a weakness. Yeah. And for the second match, Cape Verde versus Burkina Faso, I think it will either be a draw or a win for Burkina Faso. Makali, Burkina Faso has Bertrand Traore. They have Sangare. Sangare is the guy who scored against Cameroon. Yeah. They have Bertrand Traore, a guy who plays in the UEFA Champions League. They have quality. They have, yeah. So it's a win for Burkina Faso or a draw because Cape Verde has this one striker called Tavares, a very good guy, plays well, good football. Yeah. So it's either a draw or a win for Burkina Faso. And my prediction with the team that will lift the Afcon, as obvious, I think Makali, I won't go. I think the Niger boys deserved to win it last time. So I'll still put a bet on them. I'll go with Nigeria to win the Afcon. Yeah, I think Nigeria will do this time. It's ours. We got the squad. We got this.
Interesting, Okwisia there, lamenting that Nigeria will win the African Cup of Nations. Let's wind up this, Eric Shilenje. Many people are betting on Cameroon to emerge victorious, but again, they struggled in their first fixture. Do you think today they'll need to make some changes in order to register good results?
I feel so. The only good thing is that they are playing Minos in Ethiopia. They are one of the very lowly ranked teams. So I don't think they have so much work to do to win against Ethiopia. But as you saw from the first game, Cameroon were not really up to their best level. They are the home team. But Burkinabe was way better than them in the first game, and I think they need to do much if they have to go all the way to the finals or the semi-finals from what the first game they did.
Okay, many thanks, Eric, for always making time to be here with us to break down what is happening in the African Cup of Nations. Hope to see you tomorrow for the same discussion. Sure. And maybe just to take a look at some of the tweets that are coming in. I see at the Bofin, you've answered our question that we had asked you on Twitter about which team do you think will win the African Cup of Nations. Just to have two tweets, Rahil, is it okay for us? Okay, there we go. At Garissa M saying Nigeria will win the African Cup of Nations. He has not given a reason as to why he's mentioned Nigeria. Again, we do have at Pizamuitu saying Senegal are the favorites. Their squad depth and quality is unmatched. Those are some of the feedbacks coming in. I want to say many thanks for keeping it Metropole TV and Afcon analysis here on Metropole Sports Center. We'd like to thank everyone that has made this thing, this program a success. My name is Makali John, wishing you a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of your day.